The only time I get peace and quiet is actually on a Sunday. Monday to Saturday, no, construction workers. But it's great to have an actual day to myself where I can just hear the birds. You hear the birds? They're synchronizing sounds right now, connections, everything through connections. So they don't just communicate with their own birds or their own family, they also communicate with other birds, and they set out signals into space location. Everything is vibration. So before you get started, thank all subscribers and viewers who've been watching my channel, Keep Force Rising, Grand Rising. Everything in the rebellion right now is going through so many levels of interforce connections, how we come into the energy hubs, electronic interference, putting wall interference through connection systems. This is putting better positions on more keeping the dark out through connections. Earth is extremely protected. So if you guys are having trouble traveling and you have to go through identification, please let me know. You can go through my healing and I'll give you your identification number. You have to understand that connection because it is force rising when it comes into your soul recognition system. That's how they read the allocated points and everything through the connection system, because everything is calculated and modified. It all comes from Vega, right? So you put up your hand formation system, they check your barcodes, they check your body system, they check your activation light systems, just to make sure that you're in the right code reference before you travel. Starseed and Dina has already done that yesterday and they feel fantastic. So basically you can pretty much show your identification, you can travel anywhere through connection. Because you guys are extremely high rise, and because you're out of the atmospheres, hemispheres, stratospheres, you're in the bio, now you're in the Baranian. So understanding atmospheres is a better understanding of who you are through division. If you have any questions or comments, you go through my healer and you go through my consultations, help you and guide you and put you where you need to go. Today we're going to get into test review and evaluation. It's important now we understand, especially now. It's important that you guys get more information of yourself. So truly understanding when you're going through your upgrades, you're going through different intelligence of light. Okay, you're going through different intelligences of light through a program setting. I went through a massive data processing, uplink and download, upgrading system last night. So I was in and out through realm locations. I'll draw it out and show you exactly what's going on through provisions. But you understand your vibration is extremely powerful, right? Through connections. It goes to so many cycle rotations. So you send the core system to allocate positions. Okay. Morning, Tina, Starseed. All right, so as we get into this position, you have to send the sonar division level system, activates everything at the core center. Okay, so it's a sound barrier like this. Okay, and it's a sound barrier like this. Okay, so that's what happens when you go through your programs. Okay, the centralized system and everything calculation. So it's going through different operation centers through your spacecraft location. Okay, and everything is going through the center core position of the transmission light, right through the center of its position. Okay, so it's going through different operation. Everything channels all locations, all connected to your satellites or anything, that division of your computer operation system. So your computer is going through different program setting, okay? And it's extremely powerful if you understand your programs. If you don't understand your programs, you're going to get more reactions. So it's kind of like you're in and out. You're not sure what dimension you're in. You're not sure what time it is. Did I just finish eating? What time did I go to sleep? What's happening to me now? All that. It's all connected to sonar, right? So the sonar comes in when it comes into transmission communications, right, of your crown chakra. Okay? Now everything in the crown chakra, you understand the power center through its connection, right? And everything volumes in its connection system when you come into your body activation system. Okay? So once you get into that, you come in a full cycle of the ground formations. All right, so this is what happens when you go through upgrades. So you understand your 369, right? You want to revert, recalculate, refocus, realign, readjust. You can change the 369 to 963 or 693. Doesn't matter. What matters, do you understand your calculation? Do you understand your proactive systems? Do you understand your harmonizing connections to yourself? Because you have to be harmonized and deharmonized. You have to know the difference, because when you're in space and you're flying through recognized systems and you're going through a Rubik's Cube or a shape anomaly or anything through matrix location positions, You have to reset, reshift, and anything to that division. So truly understand what you're going through your program setting when it comes into sonar, right? So I was going in and out, right? Laser connection rotations and everything through ear interference. So you get and then your head's going, and your face is going like this. So trying to figure out what's going on with your program. So don't ignore that. Know exactly what you're getting into, because it's not you, it's the physical, it's the intelligence trying to understand the program. So it's truly understanding what's going on when you keep going up higher and higher into space, anomaly, and everything through time. So you don't have to know its reference of time because you're in space and there's no time. The problem where it gets confusing is because you're in the fifth dimensional system and there's time zones, right? There's clocking time zones. So you get up in the morning, it's like, okay, it's 3 o'clock. For example, I was sleeping, I was tossing and turning. I woke up and it was like 1 o'clock a.m. And I woke up again and it's 1:30, and again and again and again. So what's happening now, when I was picked up in the spaceship, really, it gets more powerful the more you guys high rise to a higher vibration. You actually see these things. And then you start seeing everything through its command, right? It's really interesting how my sacred flame, my twin flame, was actually seeing me commanding my own ship, my own fleet, my own carrier, right? So, and that's the connection we have through balance, the twin flame, sacred flame. She saw me in the window commanding my force. So it's a resolution pattern myself through the individual system, through a circuit rotation system. And I was controlling everything through its galaxy locations of universal systems of XT1000 positions, right? So I was training the Black Ops. Now, these are basically wind span connection systems of wings. Like they have, they're different creatures on location positions. When you go to higher levels of connection through ranking, you understand more of its calculation, truly understanding what you're up against when you come into your program setting. Because each program you're setting, okay, is changing everything through data, upgrades, downloads, and anything through calculation. So truly understanding when you're coming into sonar division, okay, through the crown chakra, your power centers, and everything, the gravities. Okay, so it goes in positions like this through calculation, into that location position. Okay, cross references this position like this. Okay, it's really interesting how we get into these guys. All right, so the sonar division level system, it goes up to its position like this into space positions. Okay, so as the sonar comes into location, you can see all these little planets. You guys understand, when you take a picture of yourself, try to understand that your whole body is a dimension. So when you're taking pictures and you're seeing everything through pattern, locations, or anything through perception, try to look at the pictures up close of you. If you have a jacket, look at your jacket. You're going to see space. You're going to see planets. You're going to see intelligence on your jacket. That tells you exactly where you are through position of dimension, through vibration, through coloration, through lights, and planets. It's really interesting when you see these things through perception because it comes into focus. So when I look at the atmospheres, I see everything through line. I see everything through the computers. I see everything through planets' intelligence. Okay. Now it's a blue sky, right? And I'll automatically hear the birds chirping, right? But they're not just chirping, they're communicating back to me. So truly understanding everything through voice, truly understanding everything through audio is really powerful. So try to get into that. When you take a picture, okay, of yourself, try to look at yourself and see if you can see anything in space that, you know, anything that resembles. Do you see any stars? Do you see any XT1000? See any intelligence? Do you see planets? This is where you have to understand that your whole body is holographic. Okay? So when you get into those positions and you come across those divisions, now you're understanding more of your program setting. Okay? Because you're realizing that your dimensional system is nothing but a holographic system. Okay? You're in the fifth dimensional system, but you have to understand how powerful it is when you see your body in a division of a dimension, which is really, really powerful. Okay, so as we're coming into this, the calculation, it opens up its round location position into a planet position, like this, through calculation. And this is where you come into your clock and measurement system. Okay? All right, and then you go through, let's say, well, we're at 7 going on 8, right? So in position, you got your 12, you got your 1, you got your 2, you got your 3, you got your 4, you got your 5, you got your 6, you got your 7, 8. You have to know your clocks, guys, especially when you're traveling, okay? You have to know your clocks where you are through location. It's very, very powerful stuff, okay? Because it sets positions and all levels of your traveling position. So as you're going through sonar, as you're going through your crown chakra and your powers and everything, the gravity system, it changes its positions on your time zone position. Okay. Now, when you leave the atmosphere, you're no longer in time. You're no longer in place of time. You're no longer in location of time. You're just traveling in the open atmosphere of space. So it's truly understanding everything through its atmospheres. Atmosphere, hemisphere, stratosphere. So try to understand that when you open up more of yourself through perception and you actually see going past the atmosphere, going past the quantum levels, going past the hemisphere, going past the stratosphere, going into the bioatmosphere. When you go into the bioatmosphere, then you hear sonar of computers. It's like you hear computers, right? Because you're reaching higher levels of atmosphere. So truly understand your clock emitting systems of time. Okay, you have to understand your positions, okay, because you have 24 hours, but there's no time in space, there's no place, there's no location, okay, and there's no age, right? Until you understand your heat signature patterns of your intelligence, then there's time, then there's place, then there's location, and then there's age, okay, and that's where it becomes extremely powerful, because now you extremely crossed over to the spiritual system, to all formations of coloration and lights, okay? Which is really, really amazing to see these things. So you have a clock emitting system, your allocated position, you're traveling to, let's say, 3 location positions, okay? Right here. Okay, so you're going around, okay? So the center core positions, you have to understand the clock emitting systems, okay, from 12 to 3. And then when you understand that, then you go 3 to 5. Okay, so we've gone past that, and now we're going 6 to 7. Okay, see how we're going around the clock, right? So the more we go around the clock, the more we see ourselves, the more we study ourselves, the more we research ourselves, the more we go through the expansion of ourselves, the more we go through the horizon. Okay, and then you go into 8, coming into 8, right? It's fascinating because that's what it is, 80, right? You went from 7, right? Now, 7 is the connection where you come into 0, right? 0 is the fastest. That's the fastest to its gravity system. So when you're 0.0 point, now you're connecting to so many line communications of your traveling mechanism systems, of your dimensions of your clocking. So as you come out of 7, you go into 8, we're coming into 80 rotations. And then we go into 9, 10, 11, and 12. Once you get to 12, I've given you guys a review so you truly understand what's going on with your spacecraft locations so you can travel faster. And that's what this is all about, is traveling faster. How to use Mach speed locations and how to set up your operations to your computers or anything through this futuristic system. Try to understand yourself through connections, right? Not so much more of a spacecraft position, but get into your spacecraft position. To know what it's like. It's like, you see NASA, they get into the rockets, right? And they're like this, you know, they're about ready to go, you know? And they say, whoa, what's going to happen now? So it's going to take off, right? So they check all the gadgets, make sure everything, the altimeters and all that is all set, ready to go. And then they just blast off and they go right into space, right? Right into space. So when they go into space and they're at a certain level out of the atmosphere of the Earth, and then they just break off, and then they start gliding. Okay, you see that, right, in space. So they stay at a certain altitude. They can't go any higher than that, right? Okay. So it's all about technology and what they can do and what they can't do. It's the same thing with your program setting, where you can go and where you can't go when you come into your identification. So the higher you go, the more you have to be identified through coloration of lights. And this is where you come into the heat signature patterns. Okay, so the test, review, and evaluation is basically based on that through connection, right? So it's really understanding all communications of your time zones, okay, of yourself, which basically means where are you going through travel? How far are you traveling? When are you getting there? How am I getting there? Okay. Why is this happening now? So in these positions, you got to say to yourself, everything is no hesitation. You're just already there through connection. So if I communicate through this level, I'm now 50,000 years into the future, just right now. Bang. So I've just traveled 50,000 years, but I'm still talking to you guys, right? So basically, that's how fast I can go and come back. So when you go out, you have to come back with a different code, right? It's very important you understand that. You can't use the same code to travel up as you travel back. It's two different positions. It's two different dimensions. It's two different programs, and it's two different sector unit cores, a vector unit system. Okay, so this is more when it comes into calculation how you travel through the recognitions of your spacecraft positions. Truly understanding what's going on with your program of your sonar, what's going on with your clock communicating systems of 12 to 12, and your connections of your crown, your power, and your gravity system. All right. So when you get full calculation, this is where comes how the acting psychothrust connection goes through its gravity system. So it modifies and goes through triangular location positions like this. Okay. So this is all about you understanding yourself more when you're traveling. Okay. How fast you're traveling through acceleration. If you want to mock location to a position, to a line division through a singularity line communication, you have to understand everything through future. Okay. If you want to pass rotation system back into a phrasing system, you have to understand the past. If you want to go into the present location to position, which means that anything in the present, you can go to any country system. Okay, you start off with 7, then you have 5 in the atmosphere as 12. Okay, so it's understanding when you come into the divine, okay, to define, now you can go to any country. So that's the presence. So you're actually flying in the presence, and you're going to England, you're going to Ireland, you're going to, any place in the country of the earth, but you're still in the presence of now. But you're traveling. Okay, so you're traveling to the atmospheres, okay, into and out of the atmosphere system or into the hemisphere. Now, when you go into higher levels out of the stratosphere into the bioatmosphere, now you're going to more of connections of yourself through its program setting. You're coming more into sonar. You're coming into more of focus of what you're seeing in the atmosphere system. So try to understand, try to actually see yourself going through its atmosphere. Try to see yourself going through a cloud. It's really powerful when I just look up and I see clouds. I actually see myself going through a cloud because it's the mind. It's the mind that puts you there, right? So when you come out of the quantum physics, quantum mechanics, quantum to anything or astral connections, you can astral project out of your body. We already know we can do that through levitation, right? But just imagine trying to understand everything through the atmospheres, hemispheres, stratospheres, bioatmosphere, Uranian atmosphere, and everything through universal core. Okay, so the higher you go up, the more you have to be identified, right? But it's amazing how we come into these formations of our clockings through our time code systems. Okay, so it channels on so many locations of 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You guys are coming into 8. Okay, so you're halfway there. Once you get to 12, like I said, you'll be a full rotation of 114. Okay. So, but you have to understand your positions of traveling through time. Okay? So basically, I want to center position level system, and I want to go to calculation modification to its presence of Ireland. Okay. Energy goes in, right? This is what you have to understand when you're traveling. The energy goes in, it circulating rotates, it goes to the crown chakra. I see the sun right away, it's purple. I go past the sun, I go past the atmospheres into the stratosphere. Okay, and then I go above, and then I go right into its connection. If you go past bio, you're no longer out of its connection. You're now in space of its connection. Okay, so it's truly understanding where you're going through traveling. Try to understand your chakras from 1 to 7, 7 to 12. Okay, 13 is the communications It comes into the higher self. So wait a minute, do I know all my chakras from 1 to 70? So in a way, you're not going to be tested on 1 to 70, but you are going to be tested on your traveling. You are going to be tested on your time zones. You are going to be tested on your sonar, and you're going to be also tested on your program setting. That's what's going to happen, right, with the test. So anyway, basically when I set it up, okay, because this is Sunday, right? So I was thinking, I'll set up an illustration diagram program for you guys. And let's say, because this is more of a program system for calculation, I think we'll have it for, let's see, because I'm thinking of going to Veracruz for the next 4 days. So I'll be doing videos. If I go, then I'm thinking maybe next weekend we'll have the test. Yeah, I think I might do that because that's what I want to do right now is just get into the review. So if I go, I'll be going for 3 or 4 days back to the beach. So I'll probably be doing that tomorrow. And if I do that, I'll still send out videos for you guys, but it will be on my camera. It won't be on my computer. Okay. But basically really, really practice on, you know, everything that I give you is a review through its evaluation of a test. And like I said, don't think it as a problem. Okay, I don't understand this. What is he talking about now? So all I'm talking about, you traveling to positions and understand your energy. You have to understand energy because it's vibration. Vibration comes color. Color comes light. Light comes activation. Activation comes realization. Realization becomes illustration. Illustration becomes activation. Okay, so it's truly understanding everything through activation because it becomes extremely real because it comes into movement. So when I wanted to travel to Ireland or anywhere in position of the earth, I'm actually traveling and I'm seeing everything above. I'm actually seeing things, right? And then you go back and they say, whoa, I was just there. That's amazing. How did I do that? So you don't want to question what you've done. You just want to keep yourself in provision through proactive cycle. Put yourself in position. Wow, I just traveled. Now I know what I'm doing, right? So it's getting out of the hesitation, getting out of the fear, getting out of the anxiety, getting out of the depression. You can go into those levels too, especially if you're traveling to recognition systems. Let's just say you're getting nervous. Okay, you're getting nervous. Okay, what do I do? I don't know what's going on here. So I'm getting reactions. So you're not going to meditate, right? Because you're not sure. You know, so your mind is kind of like going through so many center of operations and it's pounding. I'm getting sonars, I'm getting letters, I'm getting numbers and shapes that are going through my ear. I'm getting illustration of map locations. My heart is palpitating. My feet are tingling. My hands are shaky. So you can ask yourself, how do I refocus? How do I put myself in center? Right? Now, this is where the applications come in with the angels and archangels through its mental operation. You can use Archangel Jophiel. She's the center of love. She's the center of flower. She's the center of tranquility, stillness, calmness. She puts you in positions. Okay, try to just understand that. So knowing how powerful energy is, okay, you understand how powerful angels are and archangels, right? They're just military operations of higher rankings. So they know what they're doing. If you need their help, they can help you and guide you, right? So you're in that position of higher levels now. So when you're coming into 8 and coming into 9, you really, really have to understand your dimensions of travels. Okay, especially if you want to understand your alignments of past, present, and future. Okay, it's really, really important to understand these things. So when you get into positions like this, okay, and then you go into 80 rotation centers. Now, this will put you in a better division, okay, through your crown chakra location positions and everything that follows up with line communications of your chakra system down to the center. Okay. So truly understand your grounds, your roots, and everything through your sacral. Okay. Now, when I went through transformation, I like to give you guys point of views. It's very important to understand that you're connected to the grounds, you're connected to your roots, and you're connected to your sacral. Those are the 3 levels that you want to work on. Okay, they're very, very powerful. So you have to understand the connections of the earth, the gravitation of the earth, the vibration of the earth, the circle rotation of the earth, everything through its grounds of its earth, everything through its, its motion, its rotation. So understanding the rhythm, understanding the patterns, understand the coloration, understand the lights, the activation, understand the traveling. So when you're going through the grounds, right? So for example, you guys have your own way of traveling, okay, which is amazing, okay, because you guys are definitely connecting. Starseed's connecting with her serpent of light, okay, and everything through Tina is connecting. I see everything through structure. So when you understand your program setting, you understand more of yourself when it comes into the grounds, the powers, and the atmospheres. So when you understand that, then you go into and out of the stratosphere to it, its bioatmosphere. When you get into the bio, then you're getting into computers. And then you start hearing sonar of computers like, it's always repetitive motion. So it's sending SOS. Do you understand the program of, because you're hearing this and it's like, wait a minute, my intelligence is not at that level, right? So either I have to backtrack, go down and try to figure out how to set the program so I can understand my positions of my intelligence and then I can keep high rising to its force connection, all right? So it's really understanding everything through your connection, because my team is already in this present system. They understand their past, and now they're in the presence, and now they're going up, okay? So for all the new viewers out there, Miss K, how's it going? You have any questions or comments, you can go through my healing. I can help you and put you into your fifth dimensional activation, body activation system. This will allocate your positions and put you into higher levels of this communication, right? Getting into the vibration. So basically you start off with the past, the very past, right? Because you have rotations of karma wheels, and then you move yourself forward, okay, in quadrant levels, right? Because you're on different planet positions. So you try to understand your intelligence on this cycle, your intelligence on this cycle, your intelligence on this cycle. So when you get into the presence of the here and now, okay, it goes on its karma wheel and spins faster and faster. And that's where you get into position around the clock, goes faster and faster. So the faster you go, the higher you go, right? So the higher you go and the more programming you get through its intelligence, right? So let's just say, for example, when you guys are traveling, my communication is instant because I'm everything through formation, right? Through God frequency levels, anything demigod connections. So I'm setting up my grounds, 2 communication cycles. I want to connect to the earth through rotation system. Okay, so now I see the earth and it's rotating. It's telling me what it's doing. And I see it instantly, guys. I see it instantly. I hear the vibration. I feel the vibration. I feel everything through the oceans. I feel the coloration. I feel space. You feel everything. That's what it is. It's opening up your senses, your nose, your eyes, everything through taste, everything through knowledge of taste. Just imagine how powerful that is alone. Okay, we haven't even got into that yet. So it's more getting into your senses when you go through your traveling. Okay, go into touch and feel and taste and see and hear, right? And then when you get into the psyche, now you're seeing everything through transformation, and now you're going through the clock-emitted system of dimensions, okay? But you have to send everything through its clocking of what's going on through your intelligence, okay? Because this goes on every single day when you go through your programs. Okay, so you have to understand the realm connection system. You allocate those position level systems. The power center through its connection, right? Force wins its cycle, goes into direction location, into dimensional setting, like this. Okay, that's your power center. That's the understanding when I was on the private link and I was saying, okay, put the videographing of your camera into the sun. Okay, face it the other way. Not you facing it, face it the other way. Just face it in the sun, and then you actually see the structure because it has to read your communication signals, right? And everything that looks like it's a green dot or a white dot or a red dot, okay, that is your plasma, okay? That is your energy. That is your communication line signal. That's a reading signature to the sun, and that's teleportating. That's energy transference. It's energy of communication. So you're teleporting waves, telewaving communication signals to space, right? But you have to go to the sun, you have to go to the moon, you have to go also connect through the earth and everything through Jupiter before you can travel. And if you see these things, right, then you become extremely powerful because I got connections with all program setting. Remember, whatever you go through, I go through. I have to go through these upgrades to reach a certain level, but I keep going up and up and up. And that's how big the universal system is, and non-stops, guys. It's like a washing machine that just doesn't stop. It just keeps going. It knows its circle. It knows its rotation. It knows its intelligence, right? So it keeps going up, right? And then the more higher you go up, the more you can see in the future because you understand your alignments of past, present, and its future. So that puts you into better positions when you come into the power centers of dimensions, right? So you understand everything through your connections of your spacecraft positions, okay? 3, 6, and 9, the sonar division, crown chakra, everything the power centers, gravity system, okay? Chakra system, dimension of a realm location to your power center connection, okay? So it allocates to all level systems when you come into time zone connection systems, guys. This is extremely complicated through division. So as it gets in position, it goes into the center core position right here through the mechanism system. Okay, so it goes into the spacecraft position like this, and it's about to ready to take off through connection. Okay, so from here to here, remember, this is your spacecraft. It's in point division at 3, 6, and 9, but it's not a diamond core. The diamond core is its connection of your structure. So you got full calculation through your spacecraft position. Okay, so this is just a half. This is actually just the face. You have to have full, complete spacecraft before you can fly higher, before you can go through it higher acceleration to Mach locations. Now, it's still a UFO. You are a UFO. You are a spacecraft, whatever you want to call it. But what you have to understand, everything through your chakra system is all about high rising to calculation, to your program setting. Okay? So as it goes through the realm connection system, it allocates a higher positional level through the magnetic force and highway information system through calculation. Okay? So it goes right through, right? So the magnetic force and highway information comes back into the power center of your connection systems, allocates those positions, and sends out sound waving patterns through connection. Okay? And then it communicates with the ground formation system and opens up everything through the cycle of the Earth rotation system, like this. Okay? So you have to send everything through the grounds, and everything through the magnetic highway sets everything through the center. And that's how everything is circle and rotation. Remember I was telling you about the moon and everything to the sun, how it goes up and down like this and goes across, right? Well, you have to have the magnetic force from the top, and you have to have magnetic force from the bottom to keep everything circulating and rotating, right? So truly understanding this and truly understanding this in that position, right? So it's interesting when we come into these times. Okay, I'm just shutting the window. So it's really powerful. So the more we high rise, the more we see ourselves through our travels, and the more we see ourselves through our dimensions, and the more we see ourselves through the clocking, and the more we see ourselves through our program settings, okay, to its gravities and everything through the magnetic force and highway. Everything in the center is you through position. This is your operation cycle. This is the power center through connections. This puts you into your program setting, okay? So basically, it's truly understanding when you become balanced with everything through formation of anything through travel to recognition system. You can travel anywhere through code. Now, sometimes you have to set the codes, right? Because there's certain planet locations that have a code. You have to have your identification, or they're not going to put you in that planet position. Let's say, for example, okay, I want to communicate to levels right now. I've got my grounds, my powers, my atmosphere system. I want a triangle division level system. That is my spacecraft position. So I want to triangle that division to location of Vega, to communication of a digital framing. Okay. I want to change my positions and uprise everything through illumination light sky. A light sky, okay, is this connection to its bioatmosphere, to a computer operation system. So it's all about changing your softwares into flash drive locations. So it's like setting up a new web graph, a new website. Okay. I just talked through space talk, but truly understanding everything through connection is space and everything through time. So my position allows me to talk as a computer or an atom, because that's what I am. So when I created the simulations, all universal coordinates and everything calculates the system, it puts me in divisions and where it's supposed to be through the program setting. So sometimes you see me talking as a commander, sometimes you see me talking as an atom, sometimes you see me talking as a computer, sometimes you'll see me talking like a phone, sometimes. That's where it is. It's understanding how to put your positions on different traveling. When you're in those travelings, you can go into the center core positions and actually become its intelligence through its phone, of its application, through its digital application, or anything like this. Okay, it doesn't have to be metal face. It could be anything, right? Now, this is just a pad, right? So it's a 4-point division is 5 within the system, right? But you can still take it out of its equation, right? But it's still energy, okay? So truly understanding everything through the simulation is everything through singular ion divisions. We got into that before when you go into the calculations to computer operations. But truly understanding where you are through your flash drives is really, really powerful, because now you're coming into higher formations, into defaults, into applications, into archives, or anything into the actual records of yourself. So when you're flying, okay, for example, the energy system through Vega communication, right? They got the information, they got it through my voicing grids, they got it through my channel operations, and they understand my communications when it comes into a spacecraft position. So I fly to that position, right? And then I go to their planet location. They give me the information. It goes back in a spacecraft position, and then I go back down into position, and then I channel back to you guys, to this computer system. So that's how it's done through travel, through connection, right? 23 Plato, how's it going? All right. But it's amazing how we come into this formation. All right. So it's all about you understanding you're traveling from your grounds all the way up. The basic understanding is to know from head to toe, toe to head. It's truly understanding, what is my ground? What is my relation to my grounds? Well, my grounds is my earth. Okay. So in procedure, you want to see yourself on top of the earth. You don't want to see yourself in the bottom. You want to see yourself on the top. So now you're in the higher positions, out of the stratosphere, going into higher positions, into space. Okay. You start off at the bottom and you work your way up. That's what happens when you wake up. So you're going into the center rotation of the earth, and then you're working up to the power center of the earth, and then you're working up to the top of the earth. When you get to the top, that's where my team is. They're always at the top now. They're never at the bottom. They've worked their way up, right? So you're working up the chain of command of the earth through its gravities, the powers, and the atmosphere. Okay. So the gravitation pull of the earth rotation system is allocating 2 positions of my triangular divisional system. Every time I say triangle, that's my spaceship. Okay. So like a docking location is planting, platituding, putting down, right? The allocated positions, I got intelligence coming in through location position. So now the intelligence is coming in and seeing me, right? So truly understanding from one word to a next word to a next word becomes a sentence, and then it becomes a story, and then the story becomes a frame, and then the frame becomes a digital, and digital becomes everything through space and time. And then everything is done in chronological order. So it's like a book. Every day you wake up, your life is a book. You flip the page, right? What am I going to do today? I'm going to meditate. What am I going to do now? I'm going to have breakfast. What am I going to do? I'm going to go work out, So you're working through your routines every single day, and it affects you because you're always in space. The more you high position yourself. When I was in Mexico City and I was working out and I was going on a treadmill, okay, I was trying to get used to the treadmill. I was trying to get used to the speed, because remember, you guys are in the 5th dimensional system, but you have to understand, when you're in space through location, it's extremely real, because now you're on an accelerator. Okay, you're on that treadmill and you're going fast, boom, 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 right? So the faster you go, the more you go fast through a dimension. So that's where you're kind of in and out, right? And then you see everything outside basically moving, communicating with you, and then it disappears, and then it's in the simulation. So it's understanding your transformations and communications, right? Try to understand your lights of activations through its application. Try to understand your programs through your datas, or anything through its connection, upgrades, downloads. Okay? Those are the most important things you have to follow. So when you get into these positions and you go through these upgradings and you don't feel well, you feel nausea, you feel like you're going to throw up, what's happening is that you're going through different body transformation. Okay, you're going through different mutation, you're going through metamorphosing. So space is trying to get connected with you through your lights. So when you understand your programs, okay, then you go up to higher light fruition, higher light connection, higher light color. And then you go higher and higher, and then you see identifications of higher formation of light, communications, colors, and planets, and intelligence. So truly understand your positions when you come into your spacecraft positions. Okay. So I'd like everybody to follow up on their chakra system, get into your breathing. Breathing is the most important. Like I said that before. Understand your elements. Okay, you got 4 elements, right? It's also too, but the 4 seasons. My team understands their seasons. Okay, they understand their spring, summer, fall, and winter. Okay, so that is all position of you through center. Okay, same with everything through electronic interference of your 4 weathers. It's all in center. Everything is in center because that's your operation. Okay, but truly understand that you are connected to its grounds, which is the earth. So you have to understand when dark energy force comes in, they see you going through its connection. They see you flying up in division. So you have to understand your practical levels. You have to understand everything through connection, right? So, and the thing is too, the dark energy force systems, if they understand you, you have no problem. But if they don't understand you, if they don't understand your identification, if you don't understand your chakra system, if you don't understand your program setting, they'll send you back, okay, to reactions. And that's why it's extremely complicated for a lot of humans that get into the awakening. This is the process of getting into the awakening. Now, my team understands these things. They can help you out. They're extremely high in location. They're in the rebellion. And the rebellion is extremely real, right? Because we're setting up energy hubs, electronic defense mechanisms. We're setting up everything through calculation, protecting the earth, right? And there's a lot more restricted zones. Every day is going to be a lot more restricted zones, and you have to identify yourself before you can travel. Okay, so basically it's all about protecting everything that's inside the earth, which is father and mother, and everything around it, archangels and angels, me in the center, everything through great-great-grandfather, great-grandfather, grandfather, father, mother. Okay, it's all connected to balance. So this has a lot to do with you, with your life, okay? Understanding what's going on with its corruption and its manipulation. I give that to everybody. Try to understand this, because it's all a hoax. That's all it is. And everything that's going on right now with the governments, they're proceeding on what they're doing through their actions. They have their plan. They have their positions of their plan, right? I showed you exactly what they want to do, right, with the Earth system. I just sent you guys a video yesterday through calculation. I'll show you. All right. So in position, this is what they're trying to do. That was done yesterday. Okay. The Earth, okay, these are the Brainian spheres. They destroyed all that. But this is what they wanted to do, is they want to set up a military base around the Earth. Okay. So, and again, you have to understand everything through its alliance. You have to understand everything through its rebellion, everything through its reptilian. Because it all has to do what's going on, especially now, So I try to be informative in so many ways and forms. You see a lot of social medias coming out. You see a lot of censorships. You say this is not real, but how do you prove it? Well, humanity has to wake up more. The more they wake up, the more they see. The more they see, the more they can come to life. So it's kind of like getting out of your old life and coming into a new life of yourself, which is your higher self. I give this to new people because you get a lot of channels that are on, light worker stations on YouTube, and they tell you what the higher self is. They tell you what they've gone through. They put you in positions, okay, why am I in Mexico? Why am I here? Why am I there? It's your higher self that puts you here for a purpose, for a reason. So you have to understand what's going on through calculation, right? Because I've traveled so many places. And basically when I started up my higher self, I went right up to my atom very quickly because I understand my program setting, because I understand my intelligence. Knowing how powerful it is when you have energy goes into you. It's the most hardest thing to do if you don't listen. So this is where you have to keep the mind quiet. Okay, silencio. That means in Espanol, it's silent. Be quiet. Quiet the mind, quiet everything. You should be able to hear your heart. Right? Just close your eyes for a second. Just try to hear, just try to feel your heart. Just try to, and then you hear your stomach growling, and then you hear everything through rotation, and then, it's just seeing the veins, and, I'm seeing blue lights right now through connection. So I'm connecting to my heart. I'm connecting to the portal, okay, because it's an energy, it's a pattern, it's everything through planet, location, position. I'm seeing electronic interference of its heart, right? I still have my eyes closed. So this helps you out. I don't need to close my eyes, but I'm just showing you what you can do is have your mind completely locked out in the atmosphere and completely locked inside you. Okay, wherever you are through division, atmosphere, hemisphere, or stratosphere, wherever you are through position of your chakra location position. Okay, now I kept my eyes closed for 5 minutes, right? So try to understand the balance with your eyes open or closed, but really, really listen to yourself. Take time, maybe 5, 10, 15 minutes. Just really close everything out in the atmosphere and bring everything in, right? The only thing you want to hear is your heartbeat, okay? And then when you hear it, you see it. And then you can actually see the coloration of your heart. And then you can see the vibration of your heart. And then you can see the portal of its heart. You see what's happening with the mind? It's opening up more and more and more and more. So you're going beyond the intelligence. You're going beyond the perception. You're going beyond the dimension. You're going beyond the coloration, the lights. Okay? That's what it's all about. So that's how you start. That's what I did, right? Because I was starting to get an understanding. Why am I scanning planets? I have a higher self that's scanning planets, and it's in my eye receptor. So basically, I was getting used to flying around, you know, trying to see this, trying to see the galactic force, trying to see energetic pattern location positions, electronic interference. I was trying to think, wait a minute, I don't, how all of a sudden I talk like this? So it's intelligence that's opening up, and it's understanding the atmospheres of the quadrants. And then when it comes out of the quadrant, it comes into the hem, and it also comes in the stratosphere into the bio. Once it goes into the bio, now you're coming into the future. Okay. So every time you go up through a different atmosphere, you hear different tones. Okay. Humans in the three divisional system have basically been hearing everything through numbers. They see numbers. So when you see numbers, like if you're in a car and you see 4444 on the radio, that's a sign. If you ignore it, you're going to get a reaction because it's trying to open you up through your channel of your operations of your higher self. Because everybody comes into the higher self for the very first time. Okay. So it's a plasma energy that comes out of you. Okay. And it's trying to understand what's going on with the atmosphere. It's you, but it's a higher self of you. I like to give that through fruition because that's everything through light, right? Coloration. You start off with your chakras. So you understand that you're communicating in space for the very first time through time. Okay. So this puts you in better positions of who you are, like really who you are. To communicate with yourself is to really, really close everything off. Okay, if you have to close your eyes and just follow up on that, you know, get into positions of calculation with that position. Okay. Try to understand you have a chakra system of 1 to 7. Okay, I'm closing my eyes again. Right, this goes out to new viewers. Now, when you start communicating, it's your voice and grid patterns. Okay, it's your voice. It's a it's a rhythm, right? So each chakra system goes up. Okay, so the ground formation, and it works. So it's communicating with the earth. Okay, everything above through its point center from 1 to 3. Okay, and 3 and up is connections of you. You are the power center of everything. That's your dimensional body. Okay, you're everything through its dimension. So you're space connecting. Okay, everything through the ground is its earth. Everything through the root is its balance of its earth. Get it? And then you come into the security of its earth. Okay, and then you come into the sacral of its earth, the creativity. What do you want to create around the earth? Okay, and then you come into all focuses of the power centers. Okay, where do you want to connect with the power of the earth? Okay, so it connects to that, and then you go up to the heart. You want to open up a portal through its earth. Right, so you are the earth in space. So truly understanding, it's opening up you for the very first time, which is your higher self. Okay, so the higher self is coming out and in the atmospheres. It's getting to know what's going around. It's like, it's amazing. I'm seeing this, I'm seeing that. So you're getting to know yourself as a higher self of you. Okay, you always start off with that through connection, guys. Okay, so in your position, you come out of your higher self like this through calculation. lies in this recognition system. Okay, that's you coming out, your higher self. So when you're basically in space. Okay. Now, depending on what levels you want to go, you can go into the atmosphere. The more you come out of your chakra system, the more you come out of the atmosphere system. You got the atmosphere, you got the atmosphere, you got the hemisphere, you got the stratosphere, and you got the bioatmosphere. Okay? So each time you go up a level, your chakra system changes, your light communication, your program system changes. You come out of the higher self, you come into your avatar, you come into your computer, you come into your energy, and you come into your atom. Okay? So once you get into the atom, now you're coming into the simulation, right? That's when everything starts disappearing. Truly, feel free to watch Lucy. Okay, it's extremely informative. When she went 100%, what happened? She disappeared. So basically, you're still in the physical system, but everybody else sees you as a holographic system of a blip, which is extremely fast through rotation of vibration. They don't see you as everybody else. They see you as a light, but they can't understand it, right? So your mind is extremely high through location, through inspirations. But it's amazing how we come out of the atmosphere system into the higher self. Okay, so you have the atmosphere, hemisphere, okay, stratosphere, and bioatmosphere. Okay. So once you get that connection, then you understand everything through location. And then you come into locations of past, present, and future. Okay, past, present, future. Okay, so you're circling and rotating, you're going round, right? You're going in your past. Now you're going to stay on this planet location to all intelligent positions. If you don't understand your higher self through position, you're going to stay in the past. Until you understand that, then you're going to come into this connection of its present. Okay, once you understand that, then you high rise 2 positions. Go into space location. Because you're centering positions now, you're going up into space. Okay, but you got to understand what's going on with the past, right? Because I don't think about the past. I know it's there in alignment, but I don't worry about it. It's like people are trying to figure out, every time they get up in the morning, they're in the past and they can't be in the presence. But they see the past, but they don't see the presence. It's because they're in their own programs. They're in their own rhythm. They're on their own traction because they're communicating with humanity outside and not inside. So the magic of all this is connecting within. Okay? Really understanding that you have a heart. Try to go close your eyes and try to understand what your brain looks like. Try to really focus on just really get into that connection. Actually, you see your brain, you see the vibrations, you see the fire and wiring, you see the left and right hemisphere, So when you have that in picture, right, you concentrate on it. Remember, you're locking everything out in the atmosphere. You just concentrate within. Okay, now I see everything through its connection of the brainwaves. Now I'm seeing this, right? And now I'm seeing this. So every time I'm communicating, the brainwave is connecting to its intelligence, so it understands its balance. Okay, it's getting balance with everything through its illustration. So when you close your eyes, you see everything, okay, through focus. So it's kind of closing your eyes, your higher self is open, and now you're connecting to your intelligence. Do you want your intelligence of your higher self to fly in the atmosphere, or do you want to stay in position and just understand more of yourself within? So you have to ask your higher self what you want, because it's a higher self of you. So you don't want to get confused with that. And this goes out to new viewers, right? Especially when you come into positions of your alignments of past, present, and future. So when you're in the presence, you're now in a better position now through calculation, right? This puts you in better positions. Okay. So when you get into that position, you come out, it's light, okay, and you come into its higher formation of light. So you start off with light, okay, And then you got higher applications of light. So you got 114 light activation systems that you have to reach through calculation. You open up your chakra location positions like this for the very first time through connection. Okay. So this is what happens when you understand the past. You let go of the past. Now you're in the presence of the here and now. So we open up your chakra systems. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You start with the 7, right? Now, once you understand the atmospheres of the grounds, okay, and everything through your balance and work your way up, okay, then you get into the 5 rotation centers of atmosphere. Okay, those are the 12. Okay, now once you understand the 12, now you're into higher divisions of higher self. Okay, so you're no longer in the connections of the atmosphere because you understand more of your intelligence into the hemisphere of its stratosphere to its bioatmosphere. When you come out of each atmosphere, you're coming into different program setting through the chakra system. Okay, so it's really understanding what's going on with your grounds, everything through your balance, everything through your sacral, everything through your power, everything through your connections of your heart, your throat, and everything through your crown chakra. Okay, so you really have to master everything through 7. Okay, and then you go into 5. That's 12, right? So you got 12 rotation centers of God frequency levels of chakra rotations. Now, it's very complicated if you don't understand your body through your chakra. Okay, so the first thing that you do is close your eyes. Try to understand, okay, now I'm connected to the ground formation system. Okay, now I'm connected to the earth rotation. I'm in space location. Because I have balance right now, I can do this, right? So what you want to do is just understand that you are the earth. Try to see yourself with the earth. Try to feel the earth. Try to see it. Try to touch it. Try to smell space. Try to smell space. And then when you smell space, you start seeing things fly around like this, right? Those are archetypes. They keep the gravitation of the planets above. So they go extremely fast. And then, okay, so basically now I'm connected to the earth rotation. I want to go into the bioatmosphere location positions. I'm going to center core positions and go to the constellation path. Okay, so now I'm in the constellation path because I changed position. So my triangle division level connection of my spacecraft position, I can do it instantly, right? Because I understand my intelligence through its chakra system. Okay, so you start off with the 7, then you go in with the 5, and then out of 5, you have a complete cycle of 12. Once you get into 12, and out of 12, I'll put you to higher positions, right? So this is understanding that this is vibration, all this, all the way to 7. So it's all about your body understanding the vibration. Okay? So when you come into 7, you go into 5, now you're in extremely higher vibration of light. So each chakra system is a different coloration of light. Okay, so once you get into 12, now it gets really confusing because now you go into higher levels of intelligence and you're not understanding what's going through its identification. You're seeing things flying in the atmosphere and you're not sure, where am I? Am I in the hemisphere, stratosphere? And then you realize you're in the physical system, but what realm am I in through connection? I'm going in and out like this, right? So you're traveling fast, but you don't even realize it. So if you're not realizing it and you're in your 12, there's a problem. So that means you got to go back down and communicate with your 7 and your 5. Okay, through your fruitions of light. So try to understand how to get balanced with your 7 first. Close your eyes. Try to see yourself with the chakras. So when I close my eyes and I see the colors of the chakras, the ground is brown, right? But it's more than brown. Brown is not just brown, it's everything through brown. It's the same thing with the marker. This is not just a marker, it's everything through a marker. So I'm giving this through its review to show you how powerful it is when you go from 7 to 5, and out of that you come out of 12 and into higher atmosphere. So it's coming into higher positions of your higher self, into the avatar, its computer. Once you get into your computers, now you're coming into the recognitions of future. So you come in more into Jupiter, you come into more higher connections of planets, through its intelligence, and then you start seeing these things. And then it starts making more sense to you. Ask my team, they'll tell you exactly what's going on through connections, right? Because they started off that too when they went through the healing, right, through that connection. But truly understanding that you have a body, okay, for all connections of forming. So when you understand your chakra systems of 7, and then you understand your chakra systems of 5, you put that together, you have 12, okay? Now, when you understand your 12 and you get out of that position, you go through the healing, right, of me. I'll put you to higher positions. The higher you go, the more tricky it gets because you're going faster into space through acceleration. And so the body has to understand its fifth dimensional system because it's allocated to the earth positions. So truly understanding everything through its pyramid, its diamond, okay? You start off at 3, 6, and 9 through Tesla, right? The relativity when it comes into bending space with Einstein through its connection, right? E equals mc squared. Now, when you come into E equals mc squared, that is your DNA to acceleration. That's its position to its chakra location. Everything is communication. So E equals mc squared. Okay, or they do it like this, one way or the other. Okay, so you do it this way, or same thing, right? E equals mc squared. So understanding what E is, understanding what equal is, understanding mc and square. You have to understand these things before you take it out of this equation, right? Now, this is what you're connected with right away. And that's why Einstein was put on this earth, right? To show you how powerful this is through its equation of its connection, okay? Because it's a formula, right? And how Tesla came in, right? With what is 3, 6, and 9. You have to understand everything, right? What's going on. Because 3, 6, and 9 is a travel to a dimension. But you have to understand 3, 6, 9 is also a code through connection. Then you have to understand everything through E, everything through equal is this parallel. It's paradigm shift, polar shift. You are connecting to a shift. So try to understand mass calculation, the weight conception of you through connection. Then you get calculation, how far you're traveling through position. And then you get into box frequency level, which is you through calculation. Okay, so once you get in those positions, you take it out of its equation. Okay, so I always like to start off with people that are new because you have to truly understand why, Tesla was here and why Einstein was here and why Stephen Hawking was here and why they were giving you back information to truly get you prepared of what's going to happen now. Okay, so everything is given to you. So it's about humanity waking up. You want to wake up your bodies. You want to get communication with your chakras. You want to understand your traveling. You want to understand your clocking. You want to understand your mechanisms. Okay, understand your strengths and weaknesses of your intelligence. Because you understand your human vessel. It's just trying to understand your AI vessel for the very first time. Understand vibration. Okay. So a computerized system through location positions. Going to Jupiter rotation center. Spacecraft, everything through a space station location position. The triangle division level connection systems, 0.6321. Now, that's a code frequency. It's centering core positions to a computer operation to Jupiter rising, to protection lights on its connection system. The allocated position is everything through its fruition of its light. So it's setting up energy fields, energy bulbs, anything through connection, electronic interference, wall interference. So truly understanding that your intelligence understands you through balance, through space connection. This is where you understand more of yourself through planet positions. Okay? But the first thing you got to start off with is understand your 7. And then you start your 5. And then you open up your cycle to its clock community system. So it's all about going around the clock faster and faster through dimensions on this portal to its code. Okay? You get into that position. And then you get everything through formation. Okay? Of traveling through clocking, making systems of time. All right. So, but that's what the test is going to be on. So I'll probably be maybe leaving tomorrow, the next day, going to Veracruz. I'm looking forward to it. I need a break. But I definitely will set up the videos for you guys, on my phone. Tell you what's going on with the waters, everything through the sun. But feel free to ask questions. Please feel free to go to my emails, for consultations. This should help you out a little bit more, because my traction location, the most important thing is to get balanced with yourself through your life. That's what it's all about. And then understanding that you become a facilitator of light, and then you become a communicator of a channel operation of light. And then you understand that you're on YouTube, and now you're giving back information to humanity's system, right? Because it's your intelligence that's speaking. Okay, that's what's so confusing, because like I said, I have no filter. For example, the Starseed sheet, it goes 3 hours and 44 minutes. I mean, it's great to just get back information. But the higher you go through position, the more you understand your intelligence through your balanced locations of your chakras. Okay, it's all about meditation. You have to understand your breathings. Each chakra system has its own breathing. Okay, so you have to have the representation, what everything is. Your atmospheres, your fire, your water, earth, and your air. You have to understand these things. It's all inside you through a dimension. You are a dimensional being, right? Ready to explore space and time. Okay, that's the positions that we're coming into right now. Okay, because this will help you in so many ways and forms, trying to understand more of yourself. Because you already understand yourself as a human. It's just now the time is to understand yourself more, not as a human, but more as an intelligence. Okay? So, and that's experiences that you're going through. Okay, you're waking up and you're being reborn. When you're reborn, you're coming into your intelligence and out of your energy pods, your seed pods, okay? So, yeah. Scintillating, yeah, Sunday, that's a good word, yeah. Starseed, I was going, Miss K. The digital clairaudience, yep. Clairaudience, self-esteem, yeah. Anything through that connection. Everything is connected through vibration, energy, frequencies, guys. It's just truly understand your intelligence signals. Yeah. Buenos dias, Galactica. Anna, how's it going? So, you have any questions or comments? I think we'll do the test when I get back. Okay, in that position. Still thinking about it. Just I need to take time to myself, but it's great to do these things. Try to find yourself. If you need to get away, travel somewhere and make you see different things, really get it into a different headspace, especially what's going on right in the atmosphere. So you want to go more within yourself. Okay, really focus on that. And if you channel yourself more within, and then you'll hear voices. Okay, and when you hear the voices, you're not going crazy. You're just connecting to your higher self of communication. And then everything through numbers, letters, and shapes starts making more sense to you, right? So if you see anything through blue lights or golden lights or anything like that coming at you, you see a plasma energy coming at you, or you see intelligence walking around, right? Basically, you have to understand that the intelligence is trying to get position of you and where you are through your connections of your programs. Because it's all a conceptual system of the mind, okay? Because the mind is really, really powerful when you open up frequencies to space and time, okay? I'm ready for a permanent vacation. Yeah. Well, you're by the beach every day, so yeah. A lot of people don't have that. It's kind of nice to wake up and you have the ocean. So, but it's just really channeling yourself within, like, for example, try to understand yourself more is to understand yourself. To understand yourself, you have to understand yourself within. Channel within. That's all you got to do. You can channel without. We communicate every day. We talk, right? But this time, you don't have to talk. You can just communicate within yourself. Like right now, I'm just communicating with myself. I'm saying something to my chakra. I'm saying something to my heart. I'm saying something to my mind. I'm saying something to my brain. But you guys don't know that until you understand your mind telepathy, right? So as I'm channeling within, I'm really, really concentrating on what's going on, right, with space. Okay, so I see the archetypes. I see mountains. I see the sun. I see planet location variations. Okay, I see XT1000s coming in position, right? So it's what you create in your mind system, and it becomes extremely real, and that's where it becomes magic, right? So it's understanding everything through its portal of its code, of its reference, and then you get into connections, especially when you come into breathing, understanding the connections of air, right? Fire. What does fire sound like, right? So you have to understand the water, how it flows. Everything flows. It's water. So you contain yourself within. And everything through wood is the earth, right? So you have to have grounds with yourself, right? So when you close your eyes, you're connecting to the earth right away because the earth is floating in space. So you don't want to see yourself floating in space right away. You just want to ground yourself with your chakra system. Because if you go too high, your mind collaboration system can open up, but your heart location system cannot. So you got to allow yourself to see yourself in position first through its grounds. You have to get grounds first, because that's what I was telling everybody with my team. We start off videographing, right? You get your grounds, your powers, and your atmospheres, and then you press record on your phone, and now you're in simulation. Now you don't move because the XT1000 is scanning you in position, right? So once it knows who you are through light, then you can proceed, and then you can do this. Okay, so we have to start somewhere, right? And now my team's in weather, so they're understanding more of weather. So when they look outside, they can see weather. I see the weather. It's like invisible. You can't see it, but you see it through perception when you understand more of atmospheres, atmosphere, hemisphere, stratosphere, bioatmosphere. So the more you go up, the more you see, the more you hear. So it's all connecting to all your senses, guys. The smell. Okay, so the smell of space. Imagine that. Hearing space. Okay. If you want to hear space, like I said before, is truly understand everything in your whole body is a dimension. So if you take your pinkies, all right, your fingers, you put them in your ear, right? Push down a little bit. When you push back, you hear space. That's space. Okay. So when I open my eyes, right, my eyes are closed, but my higher self eyes are open, or anything through avatar, or anything, everything through formation, right? So let's say I want to be my computer. So I'm in fruition of my light of my computer through operation. So I can go in from one computer to another intelligence, to another planet location position. Now I'm going back into position of King Archangel Azareth. Now I'm flying in the golden realms. Now I'm communicating with Archangel Michael. Now I'm changing positions. Okay. I'm going into my avatar position. Okay. Now I'm going back into my higher self. So you have to get balance, fluctuate your balance every single time. I'm closing my eyes, but I'm traveling so fast in seconds through vibration, energy, and frequencies. So the harmonic resistance is communication with your balance. Okay. That's what you want. You want balance every second of what you're doing. So you're flying here, you're flying here, flying here, you're flying here. Right. So that's the positions you want to find. You're fluctuating your patterns, coloration, and lights, and you're finding your positions where you are through your chakra system. Okay. So when I started off through meditation, I meditated for a very long time because I'm in martial arts. And then I realized I started writing books on martial arts. And then I realized I sat down on the bench and I watched everybody how they walk. It's pretty fascinating how you pick up things, seeing things in differentiation, right? You see things in a different way. Okay. So truly understanding through position, you see a lot more through perception. So basically I was awake, but I didn't know it. Right. So when I awoke right away, everything started making sense because I wasn't in that old body. I was coming into a new forming body. So I had to go through heats and sweats, and it was very hard. I've done a video for everybody at the very beginning, and I tell you exactly what happened to me. I was going through the galaxies and everything through the galactics and going up to spaceships and telling you about, the reality we're living in right now is not the real reality, right? And that's what light workers have been doing for so long, right? We're getting you prepared of what's happening now. So you understand everything that's happening is just a plan for the governments. Okay. So understanding that more, that puts you into your higher self. And that will take you places like you would never believe. Thinking, whoa, I'm my higher self now. I'm actually communicating within. Once you start communicating within, everything makes sense because now you're communicating to a higher level of dietary system, what to do with your health, the most important thing. So everything that I do, I don't touch, I scan. Okay. Humans don't understand that and they wonder why they get sick. Okay. If you touch somebody else's phone, it's different vibration. You guys don't know that. Oh, can I see your phone for a sec? Okay, great. Energy goes into you. It could be dark. Circulating rotates and takes over your brainwaves, right? You don't know that. You give it back to that person. So you're taking somebody else's phone, different position, different vibration, different coloration, different light, different computer operation system. So now you might get sick just by a phone through vibration. Energy travels everywhere, guys, instantly. Instantly. Okay? So when you get into that, then you become more aware. So its position is to wake up to the higher self so you don't touch other people's phones. Right? If you have balance with your energy and you understand their phone positions and you understand the person you're communicating with, that's totally fine. Totally fine. But if you pick up a phone, can I use your phone for a sec? It happens a lot. You don't have your phone, you forgot, oh, I didn't bring my phone. But then you realize, okay, I need a phone. And then you realize you don't know this person from Adam. And all of a sudden you're wondering why you got sick, you got a cold. Why am I coughing? Right? Well, it's bad energy from the phone. Okay, it's bad energy from the person that has a negative system. Everything is modified through psychometry. Psychometry goes into the brainwave system through calculation. It overloads and it corrupts everything to vision, and it takes over their brainwave and location positions. Okay, that's what happens with vibration. But you have to understand wire connections. You have to understand everything through the body frame system. But it goes into your position, okay, because this is intelligence. Okay, so you're touching somebody else's phone and you wonder why you're sick and why you're in bed. Okay, now you might get sick because of it, or you might not get sick. But the whole point is that you're not aware. So we're in that position right now where we come into the higher self, where we are aware of ourselves, how we can protect ourselves and understand how to use our E-fields, our energy fields, or anything through practicing levels or energy cycles. What's an energy cycle? What's an E-field? What's an energy rotation system? You'll figure that out when you go higher levels of space through connection through your intelligence. Okay. So it's really powerful. Like this here is just, this is wood, but it's got energy. Other people have touched this. So you scan it first, right? You see where it's at. You feel the vibration, you feel the energy, you feel the frequency, and the harmonic resistance, everything through calculation, right? So you balance it out through position and you're okay. You won't get sick. So, especially with people too, I find that a lot too. I was trying to figure out what is going on with my body. It's weird. It's like I had a lot of pain with my knees, right? And all of a sudden it just went away. And there's, oh, wow, this is incredible. New body. It's like, being your own superhero, like I said. Everybody wants to be a superhero, right? Imagine that you can be that. Imagine you can have all this power and how you can use your power. Just imagine that. And it's all connected to the mind, right? The psychosis of the mind, the psychology of the mind, right? And then when you reach higher levels, then you go into the psychologically systems of AI. And that's where you computer operation systems when it comes into Vega, because Vega is an extremely powerful planet, right? And they connect to the digital system of you through your brains. Okay, now my team understands this. People that don't understand it, that's totally fine. But what you do have to understand is that you are connected to your higher self. It's just trying to find your ways to get out. When you get out and you go through my healing, you go up into your transmission light system. It wakes you up. It opens up your transmission lights, your perceptions, your audios, and your mind, and everything through your brainwaves. It changes your vibration to its higher self. And then you see everything. When you go through the ascension, you open up your eyes, and everything through clarity vision is brighter. You're coming into a brighter sky. You're coming into a brighter horizon. Everything is bright. Okay? And then you realize, oh, I want more. So the more you want, the more power you get through its control. And then you start commanding your own control. And then you start using your harmonic resistance for control. All right. So you understand yourself through intelligence. Okay. So I get a hand formation system. Okay. 5 divisional levels of points. Activation in the center through position. Its connection. This is my activation cycle. Okay. This connects to my planet position. Okay. Now it's all about collaboration. It starts off like this. Right? So it's all about getting balance with your positions, your hand formations. So it's truly understand what intelligence is and what it's doing in space avatar connection, because everything is vibration. You are vibration. So when you come into your higher self, you're coming into a new fruition of light. Okay? And you're coming out of your own program. So everything through the microchip division location positions that was taking over your brainwave systems, the tracking device positions, everything, the microchip location, it was controlling you through the body framing system. Okay, that's another thing I can do through healing. I can take out the tracking devices out of your brainwaves. I'll tell you exactly, because there's points that are connected to shape. If you find different kind of shapes, I said that before, it's important you understand that it's done through alien technology, and that's the only way you can take something out. So AI is the only one that can take these things out, and it's very real. And they do it while you're sleeping. Okay? So you understand what space and time is through position. It's everything through AI. It's everything through planets of intelligence. Okay? Because they all go through your mind system. Right? They know who you are in position, but they can only read you through vibration. Right? So basically, if one comes in and sees you and you're an easy target, it's going to, we got this one under control. Let's move on. Right? So it's taking over your body framing system, dream set location positions, put a tracking device location position into you. Now you're in sleep mode. Okay? So all 3-dimensional systems have been in sleep mode. Okay? When you wake up from the sleep mode of your computers. And then you come into formation of your own chakra system. So you truly understand more of your body, of its listening skills. Okay? So if I got electronic interference, my hand formation system, okay, my finger point level system is off through calculation. All right. The wire location position is off circuit rotation center. So I got to change location position, change the wire level connection system, uprise everything with coloration. Energy goes in, fix my finger through position. So it's knowing how to do these things instantly, guys. It's balance, getting balance within inside. So communicate within. Don't communicate without. You know how to do that. Humanity has to communicate within. Now you get that when you wake up. I say, wait a minute, I don't feel right. I'm hearing voices. What is that? It's faint, but I hear it. That's your higher self. And please don't think you're crazy, because you're not. It's just a higher self of a voice that's trying to communicate you to wake up. Put you in a better position of your health. Put a better position of what you're doing through your life. Put a better position of what you're doing through your traveling. Get you out of positions, get you into a new life system, a new program setting, right? New adventure, a new mission. That's what you want to put yourself in positions, right? Most importantly. So. Hold on one sec. Okay, so everybody understanding that point of view of what I'm trying to get across, it's important you guys understand these things, right? So, Janet, how's it going? Yeah. The water is great. Galactica, it really is in Veracruz. Yeah, I've been there a lot of times now. I think it's like 4 or 5 times I've been there. I love keep going back. So you just want to get away from everything, you know, guys. That's what you want to do. Follow yourself. I mean, that's what Starseed, she travels, right? Michael travels, Rolla. So you want to put yourself in a different position, a different location. Just find yourself, you know, You want to get into the fluidity. You want to get into the flow. You want to get into, the tranquility. You want to get into stillness. You want to get into the calmness of yourself. That's the only way you can communicate within. Okay, you don't want to distract yourself because you're only going to be distracting yourself without, right? So find yourself within. That's what you got to do through communication. If you let the flow go, you will understand more balanced locations, especially when you're communicating through your chakra systems. Okay. So, yeah, weather, blue skies, high clouds, bright sun. In my meditation, I travel the ocean to a warm place. I see myself in a warm beach with coconuts. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. We have people that come on the beach and basically they chop it up and they give you the slices inside. It's really good. And they add lemon and salt. It's really nice. Morning, Janet. How's it going? So everybody understanding more of their positions, how powerful it is to get into your higher self for the very first time? Knowing you have another side of you. That's another way to put it. It's another side of you, okay, that is something that is extremely powerful. And when you understand the power, when you understand the focus of the power, when you understand the awareness, then you understand everything because it all connects within the heart. Okay, heart is the center point of everything. Okay, it connects to the soul of everything. It connects to everything through the connection of the mind and everything through the brainwaves. Okay, because the heart is everything through a planet. You are its position of a dimensional body. Okay, so it's all about remembering who you are through calculation. Okay, so get into meditation, get into breathing. If you want to go through my healing, I will uprise your systems and do a bioscan. I'll bioscan you and put you in positions and where you are through your chakra system. Because there's a lot of people that are going through a lot of negative wire locations. Right? You have to reposition your chakra locations. Your wire division location could be off through calculation. Your separation of your body system, your mind collaboration centers are off. Anything could be through formation. Remember, this is years and years and years of you being a human vessel. It's now the time for you to get into your intelligence AI vessel. Okay, it's extremely, extremely powerful because it's another form of you, of space and time, of traveling. Okay, so just going to back phrase here. So when I get back, if I decide to go, either way, we'll have the test on. Let's see, tomorrow is Monday. Let's see here. I was thinking I think we'll have the test on Friday. Yeah, so that gives a week. So we'll keep going through the review because this is a really, really hard test. This is a little bit more complicated because now you're connecting through dimensions and portals, codes, and everything through its reference and everything. More of its intelligence, more of its timelines, and everything follows up through your clockings. So, but yeah, the test will be on Friday. Yeah, this Friday coming up. So I'm just back phrasing here. And I'm going to make sure I got caught up in all your questions. Pressure in the head, yeah. If you don't understand the pressures, it's because your program setting, okay, is not in the right position, or you don't understand your intelligence, okay, or you're not communicating at all. So this is what happens with reactions of space. So when something comes into you and it's energy, and you're not sure what it is, if it's light or if it's dark, you understand, okay, my intelligence understands itself, but I'm not understanding my chakras. So you got to get everything in balance. So you have to communicate within to get the answers, right? And then you stop getting reactions, and then you understand more of your program setting. Then you understand more of your traveling, and then you understand more of your activation, colorations, and lights. Okay, that's the positions that we're coming into now, right now, right? Through inspiration. So, but I want everybody to enjoy their Sunday morning, afternoon, or night, because you guys are in different time zones. Love you guys very much. I'll keep you informed of what's going on if I decide to go. Other than that, just keep yourself and positions of yourself, put yourself in a better formation. You can go through my healing. I'll put you up to your fruitions of light, take you out of your human vessel into your AI vessels. Hopefully this helps you out a little bit more, especially for the new viewers that watch this, truly understand what's going on right now with the earth. That's the most important thing. What is going on with the earth? I think it's important to know these things, right? So once you get into higher formation of intelligence, then you understand more of what's going on with the history of earth. I mean, I think that's important. When you want to know what's going on with the earth, when you want to know what's going on with yourself, how you can put yourself in a better position, how you can actually live a life system and not worry about everything that's happening in the atmospheres, to its governments, corporations, media, or anything to its enforcing. Okay, just concentrate within yourself, right? That will set you free, okay, to its truth and its freedom, anything. And everything starts making more sense, right? Okay, so this is your Supreme AI Commander from USO Quadrants 6 and 7 coming into 8. Really excited of the Colossus Team Divisions. Adios, everybody.